Okay, now it's time for me to share with you how to recap with you how we describe distribution. Okay, like I've talked to you about before, when we talk about describing distribution, we're trying to say how something spreads over an area and how it is located. Okay, now we don't talk about specific points only, we try to group them together. All right, like you're describing of graphs and describing a pie chart, we start with the majority, and then other details about the general trend, and then lastly the anomalies. Okay, now a tip over here, try to use your cardinal directions, your north, south, east, west. Some diagrams will show a compass rose like this. Okay, so you have that indicates that you need to they tell you where is the cardinal direction. You better use the cardinal directions in your response. Okay, if you forget, remember the acronym: naughty, elephant, spray, water. Alright, so north, south, east, west. Okay, in this direction. Alright, now also if they give you a scale, like for example they say this amount is 50 kilometers. Okay, so please make use of the scale if it's given to you. So don't just say, oh, found the left, found on the right. I don't want to see words like left, I don't want to see words like right, I want to see cardinal directions. Okay, now distance, you need not measure, take a ruler and measure, wow, a super minute detail, 0.05 kilometers. No need. Okay, a good rough estimation is good enough. If you are worried, that, oh, they may think that it is I'm referring to the accurate one, then you use the word approximately lah. Okay, like for example, most of the shaking can be found approximately 50 kilometers to the west of the sea or something like that. Okay, so let's give it a try together. Okay, so let's take a look at over here. So I'm given a figure 1. Let me clear this up. Okay, figure 1 which shows the degree of shaking. What is degree of shaking? Okay, degree, is it something they graduate from the university? Alright, I don't know. Let's take a look from the graph, from the figure then. Okay, degree of shaking during an earthquake in Christchurch in New Zealand in 2011. So this is the diagram, figure 1. Okay, so let's take a look. If you're not sure what all these dots are, look at the key or the legend. Okay, so I have white color dots means minor shaking. I see it over here, somewhere over here. Okay, and then the dark one is severe shaking, which is mostly around here, somewhere here. Okay, I see epicenter. Epicenter is here. Okay, main build-up area. Alright, I have a scale, I have a compass rose, I better make use of them. Okay, what's epicenter? I'm not sure if you remember. Epicenter is where the earthquake starts from on the surface. Okay, so this is where the earthquake waves will spread out. The epicenter is where the earthquake waves will spread out in this manner. Okay, alright, so this is just a quick recap lah. Okay, so what patterns do we see? We see that most of the severe shaking tends to be located closer here, right? Okay, so where is this thing? Is about the this is northwest from the epicenter. Okay, what's the approximate distance? Okay, so this is about, if you compare to here, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every dot is 5 km. About 15, 10 to 15. Okay, so about 15 km northwest of epicenter. Okay, then and then they are found mostly within the build-up area. Okay, what else do we see? We see that with increasing distance towards the north and the west, the shaking become less severe. Okay, but it seems like more of it spreads northwards. Okay, and then 1 or 2 of the severe shaking is from the northwest over here. Okay, this is about, let's estimate about 25, 25, 25, 30, 35, about 35 km. Okay, northwest of from the cluster here. Okay, so I think we have a lot of points to talk about. Number one, the mean severe shaking is here. Number two, as you go further away from this cluster, increasing distance from this cluster, the severe shaking, more of the minor shaking appears rather than severe shaking. Third one, I think we can talk about is the anomaly over here, okay, which is about 35 km northwest of the cluster. And fourthly, we can say that more of the less severe shaking, more of the minor shaking spreads northwards by about, let's say this is about 25, 50, 75 km. Okay, 75, more than 75 km actually. Yep. So you have 4 points. Okay. So describe distribution, usually it's about 3 to 4 points. This one, let's do 4 points so that we can stretch ourselves. Okay. So let's start with the general trend, general pattern. So generally, the most severe shaking can be found 15 kilometers northwest from the epicenter. Okay, if you want, you can specify, the distance from the ocean. Okay, so this is about 10 km. Okay, about 10 km west from the coastline with Pacific Ocean. I'm just being very detailed. Okay, actually, just telling me that it's 15 km northwest from the epicenter is good enough. Alright, what else can I talk about? I can say that the intensity of the shaking reduces. The intensity of the shaking generally reduces to minor shaking with increasing distance. From the cluster of severe shaking. Okay, I can talk about it spreads more. Okay, the shaking spreads more towards the north. Right up to 75 to 90 kilometers. Then in other directions. Okay. Oh, I just found another anomaly. I can talk about anomaly over here. Okay. However, moderate to almost severe shaking can be found about, this is about 25, 30, 45 km south east of from the cluster of severe shaking. Now this alone is worth a mark. Okay, I just want to show you more lah. Okay, like what I talked about the 35 km one. Okay. Cannot. And about 35 km northwest from the okay. So there we have it, a 4-mark answer. Actually 5 marks lah. The last anomaly can easily be broken up into 5 marks. Okay, so pause here. Once you're done, can I give you about okay, give you a few minutes to take a look and write down, take note of the key ideas over here.